Hello, and thank you for your interest in the possible Potomac redevelopment project. We hope this presentation will answer most of your questions. If not, please feel free to email us with anything else that you have to add. Thank you. Here's a quick look at the agenda for this presentation. If you've already seen it before and would like to skip ahead to see something again, please click on any of these items and it will link you to that section. We'll begin by taking a quick look at Potomac when it was reconstructed in 1980, and then look at some of the conditions in the existing infrastructure that leads us to this current project. Here you have a view of Potomac Avenue looking up from Glenmore from the last time that a project was undertaken in this area back in 1980. The Allegheny County Department of Economic Development assisted with this project in 1980. Here you can see groundbreaking ceremony with several local dignitaries, including Tom Lloyd, Mayor Bill Moreland, Ed Good, and Tom Forster. Here we see the existing conditions along Potomac Avenue. We know that there's cracking throughout the roadway itself. The trees are outgrowing the tree rings. This tree, in fact, has already captured the inner ring of this metal grate. And the trees are also pushing up these tree grates, creating tripping hazards throughout the district. As a comparison for the current proposed project, we provided estimates for other options available to us, including a mill and overlay of 4.5 inches of asphalt with no sidewalk repairs that would cost just under $105,000. Total reconstruction with a new stone base and geofiber mat with an asphalt top, and again no sidewalk repairs, for a total of $203,000, or our current project proposal, which is total reconstruction with a paver surface, including the sidewalks. This would have a base built to exceed the H2O standards, complete sidewalk replacement, and also includes about a 15% contingency fund. Total construction costs are estimated at $471,000. Over the last several years, the Borough of Dormont has been working in the Allegheny Together program with Town Center Associates. We're in the final months of the program but have applied for an additional year and expect that to be granted. This group provides research and assistance to the borough for business development and overall aesthetics for our business district. They are currently recommending a business mix with at least 80% retail, food, and entertainment. Unfortunately, we currently sit at only 60%. For a look at some of the work done by Allegheny Together, you can click on this picture and go to their website. Now we'll take a look at some of the engineering challenges and how we plan on addressing those. To help give our project a better base and remove the stormwater, we'll begin by installing permeable pipes underneath the roadway. These permeable pipes will channel water to the existing stormwater system. However, they will not be laying as shown, but will instead run parallel to the existing storm sewer pipes along the curb line. Next, a non-woven geotextile fabric layer will be put down to provide stabilization for the rest of the base and the road surface itself. Based on the borings we received, the ground underneath this layer is made up of a silty clay, which provides a poor base for any future construction. On top of that geotextile fabric will be an 8-inch channel grid that will then be filled with number 2 stone. Once this layer has been compacted, a 4-inch load support grid will be added and filled with a number 57 stone. Again, another round of compaction before adding a 1-inch layer of number 8 limestone. Upon compaction of this layer, the mechanical installation of permeable pavers will begin. It only takes a crew of 3 to 4 individuals to mechanically install a roadway of this type. Once the installation is finished, another layer of number 8 stone will be added to fill the gaps between the stones and add an additional filter. During a rain event, the water will begin to accumulate on the road's surface and then filter down through the cracks between the permeable pavers. As that water filters down, heavy oils and mineral deposits, as well as any aggregates on the surface, will be filtered out. The lower layers help provide additional filtering while also providing capacity to store the water to prevent any surging through the storm sewer system. Eventually, the water will move into the permeable piping before then dumping into the existing stormwater system. Here you can see an engineering cutout of the system I just described, with the compacted subgrade, non-woven geotextile fabric, the channel grid, load support grid, number 8 stone, and the pavers. One of the key features of building a road in this fashion is that it will then provide us with the H20 load-bearing capacity, meaning that this roadway will now be able to accept vehicles up to 80,000 pounds, as well as the heavy traffic that it currently experiences. This slide will give you a look at Celtec's load support grid that we are proposing to use. On the left is a picture of the material as it comes off the truck, and on the right you can see as it's spread out like an accordion to provide a stable base for our future roadway. If you would care to watch a video of the mechanical installation of the Unilock paver system, please visit our YouTube channel. You may click the link on this slide. At this point, we'll take a look at some of the concept art prepared for us by La Quattro Bonsi Associates, including Principal Joe Hackett. The first option for Potomac Avenue would keep the parking as it exists currently. You can see our preferred style with a change in color for the crosswalks, which should help to draw the attention of drivers to any pedestrians. Here you can see one view of Potomac Avenue as it currently sits today. With our proposed changes, that view would change to this. The colors are not a final choice at this point, but are just there for illustration purposes. As you can see, we are looking at a linear pattern in the sidewalks while going with the interlocking pattern of the industrial pavers inside the roadway itself. Here is a second view of Potomac as it sits today, and now we will see the change from option 1. Again, the linear pattern in the sidewalk against the interlocking pattern in the roadway itself. The second option for Potomac Avenue reduces parking at the intersections. This would be done to increase community space used by pedestrians. As we look again at view A, with the changes in option 2, you'll see that there's space for new benches as well as dining areas outside of restaurants like the doorstop. And here again is view B with the changes done by option 2. And finally, the third option would remove all parking in this area of Potomac altogether. This would allow us to spread the trees out a little more and increase the community space in what is currently the parking area. And again, we take a look at view A with the changes being proposed by option 3. This gives a wider promenade style walking area and minimizes the amount of road space. And finally, view B with the changes from option 3. The picture in the upper left here shows you the kind of look that we are going for, with contrasting patterns of a flat color in the roadway and heavier contrasts in the walkway itself. In the next section, you'll see just some examples of proposed site furniture, which would match up with the classical look of the area, but add a bit of a contemporary style. And now we will take a look at the proposed schedule for Phase 1 of the Potomac project. Pennsylvania American Water expects to begin waterline replacement on May 1st. On May 2nd, we would seek Council's bid authorization, followed up by a public comment period. In June, we would advertise for bids, have our pre-bid meeting, and hopefully see Pennsylvania American Water finish in the middle of the month, in the best case, and at the end of the month, in the worst case scenario. Columbia Gas will begin their work as soon as Pennsylvania American Water completes theirs, so either mid-June or at the very beginning of July. At that point, our bid review should be completed, when we can then award the contract and issue a notice to proceed and hold our pre-construction meeting. In August, we expect to see Columbia Gas finish their installation between the 15th and the 30th. Borough's work on the roadway and the sidewalks would begin on August 16th and continue through September and be finished by mid-October, hopefully in time for our street fair on October 8th. Here we will look at Phase 2, which involves business development and potential public-private partnerships. Dr. John Snyder has currently purchased the Moonstones building, as well as the PNC building and the former Masonic building and current Triangle TV. What is being talked about is new construction on that site, as well as maintaining the older structures. This adds in a completely new large-scale building with a parking garage in the rear facing Glenmore and a rooftop park. The current proposal would include the borough managing the parking garage and the rooftop park on Dr. Snyder's property. He has already secured multiple companies who have interest in moving into his new facility. In addition to the building construction, the borough would look to connect the paver project along Glenmore Avenue to draw people over to the new parking garage. We would then look to extend the paver project through the entire business district on Potomac Avenue, crossing over the T-tracks. And finally, we'll just take a quick look at the items that we've covered and what the next steps are to move forward. To review, we took a look at the current design, which was built in 1980. Find that the borough recognized the need for repairs and planned to resurface Potomac Avenue in 2015. We know that the sidewalks and streetscaping are experiencing multiple problems. Town Center Associates has identified the Potomac corridor as Dormont's primary business center. The unilock pavers create a functional and attractive environment. And the road design stabilizes the foundation while slowing down and filtering stormwater. This basic concept is already drawing serious investor interest. So next, we'll look at Phase 1, where we will need to conduct business district meetings, meet with our Planning Commission, the Property Supplies and Planning Committee for Council, receive Council authorization, apply for a Pennsylvania Infrastructure Bank loan, select a final design, and then finalize our construction mitigation plan, which could include free parking for people visiting our business district throughout the construction period. For Phase 2, we will begin meeting with the Planning Commission, again with the Property Supplies and Planning Committee for Council, engage an engineering firm to pursue cost estimates and grant opportunities, and discuss the framework for how a public-private partnership would work. The borough engineer and I are thankful that Council has allowed us the opportunity to dream a bit for Dormont, and to Dr. John Snyder and Todd Irwin for dreaming with us. We'll be happy to answer questions that you have and hope that you will provide some input on which design option you favor. Thank you.